Hi guys, it is coronavirus day 326. Yep, and so we have under 2,000 cases again, so that's at least good, right? Right? So we have 1,969 coronavirus cases. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's 31 off 2,000. So yeah, that's so we have 886 high cases in Toronto, 330 in the Peel region, and 128 from the York region. So it's the big three again. So 36 deaths have been reported today. So there are 69 United Kingdom coronavirus variants in Ontario right now. So it went from 51 to 69. There is no report on and there's one thing I want to talk about. So there's another company that is trying to submit a vaccine, and it's Novavax. So we already have the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, and also we have like the Moderna vaccine, and both of them are double shot vaccines. So you have to get shots at least like one time, and then you have to wait for it to get another shot next next time. So it's kind of it's really uncomfortable. Yet there's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is coming out this March. And the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is the single shot, and most likely, and it is very effective against coronavirus. However, it's not effective against the South African coronavirus variant. So the pharmaceutical company Novavax is like they sub they submitted their vaccine on Friday. So it is So apparently AstraZeneca is also trying to like upload, submit theirs, and there's some problems. But yeah, we will see their. So we'll also see so they're doing testing for the both the AstraZeneca vaccine and also the Novavax va- vaccine. So yeah, so because of a lack of you know, the Pfizer incorporated slowing up, they're like delaying the process of like the release of like the vaccine. So we need alternatives, and we need other companies to step in. So it's good that Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, and Novavax is stepping in. So people are most likely going. So we don't know if the AstraZeneca vaccine is going to be like a single shot. But the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is going to come out first, most likely. However, it is good that the Novavax vaccine was 89% effective when they tested it in the United Kingdom, and also so this is also this is a vaccine that could Johnson and Johnson vaccine can't do it, but yeah, the Novavax vaccine can be effective. It proved to be effective against the South African variant of the coronavirus. So once it is approved approval, so it can be delivered in spring. So this is good news. So another thing I want to talk about is children being mistreated during the coronavirus pandemic. So like many doctors have been complaining about this. So apparently babies and children are being treated with serious trauma, fractures, and in some cases malnutrition. So I know what malnutrition is. So you don't get enough nutrition from the foods that you eat, and So reports of child abuse have been decreased significantly during the pandemic. And you don't. And we don't think that's because they're less concerned. We think because they're less concerned being identified. So this is a report from Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. So I've been there. So they're looking at it, and unfortunately, children. There's a lot of kids, patients came in with infants, and coming in with fractures and bleeding around the brain and broken bones. So, so it's believed that the injuries are connected to levels of stress connected to the ongoing pandemic. So also like this, the same things have been happening at British Columbia's like a children's hospital. And up to 33% of Canadians reporting some experience of maltreatment before age 15. So that's like a big major problem that we have to deal with. Uh, so even during the coronavirus pandemic, we need to make sure like our younger folk, younger kids, or even they're like all healthy, so they don't end up in the hospitals, having to go for a hospital for No, of course, I want to say the usual like stuff I say. So police are will be still checking for anyone who is basically breaking rules by having large gatherings, and that is not something we should be doing right now, because that's large gatherings. That's proof 60% of large people who had coronavirus patient who ended up in the hospital earlier this year, like at the start of this year, were part of Christmas or New Year's gathering, or maybe even both. So stay-at-home rules are a pretty standard, and coronavirus rules apply to all. So what you can do is some shopping, work, school, banking, medical appointments if arranged, business appointments if allowed, childcare services, access to governmental social services. You can delivery of goods, and caregiving. Please keep it under 5. Take a child to a parent or guardian. Take someone in the same household to an approved place under the order. Helping someone who is experiencing domestic violence, unsafe conditions, or in need of emergency assistance. Exercise. You can walk your dog. You must be leashed at all times. So dog parks. If there's a dog park inside park, only in the dog park section you can unleash your dog. Or I've had to, they have to complain to several people for not following these rules. Skating is allowed. However, some towns and cities do not allow this. You can attend a place related to administration of justice. Exercises Section 35 Indigenous or Treaty Right. You can go to an airport or transit station for essential travel. Must be essential. So, like, flights to the Caribbean and Mexico have been canceled until further notice. And of course, companies like Metrolink, so like really pushing people to follow, please, only for essential reasons. You can visit a house of a person living alone, not a person living with not someone who is like living with another person or like a group of people. No. So a person living alone can visit one household at a time, not two households at a time. No. That's breaking the rules. You can buy and obtain animal foods, veterinarian services, assistance, travel for exam purposes, and also moving or making arrangements to buy or sell property and to or begin or end the lease. I know some people have been doing that right now. So there are fines for individuals who don't wear a mask or face covering in businesses and other indoor public spaces and crowded outdoor spaces. Yep, you'll get fined. That's rule number 1. Fines and even closures for business contravening an order. That includes running a business when told to close temporarily. That's non-essential businesses. And so, not coronavirus screening staff like. So, one of the staff members tested positive. They gotta stay in. They gotta quarantine themselves. So, and no masks on, breaking capacity rules. No safety rules posted for staff that are posted. And not checking if staff are following coronavirus rules, because several Hamilton businesses are known for breaking these rules, and Hamilton is known for naming and shaming, and it gets ugly. So fines and gatherings for exceeding more than 5 people. 5 people who are not from the same household. Host will be charged $1,000. Everyone who shows up pays $750 each. So several schools have already opened in Northern Ontario and several spots in London Middlesex region, Wellington Dufferin Guelph region, Ottawa region, and Eastern Ontario. You're going back to school today. Schools in Toronto, Hamilton, Peel region, York region, Windsor, Essex region will be open on Wednesday, February 10th. Schools in Durham region, Hamilton, Halton region, and Niagara region will continue doing online classes until further notice. So, takeout, drive-thru, and delivery services for restaurants, bars, and cafes will be available. Use DoorDash.ca for restaurants, but the website isn't working. For delivery, use the app. So, hospitalizations. Hospitalizations today is 1,158 people are hospitalized right now, -1. 354 patients in the ICU, -2. Okay. And 260 of them are using a ventilator, +8. At least it's lowered. So, long-term care homes, as usual. So we're now at 3,543 long-term care home that's and plus 14. All right, and luckily the current outbreaks have not gone higher, but they're still the same. And 233 is no dangerous. So please follow coronavirus safety rules. Use social media to contact others. Only go on essential travel. Stay out of areas where the coronavirus can't be high, and also follow stay-at-home regulations. Don't go to other provinces for vaccinations. The fine is $500 in fines and 6 months in jail. Stay safe.